Here's a spooky Naruto and Hinata-themed horror story that weaves tension, mystery, and supernatural elements. The Whispering Shadows. The night was colder than usual in Konoha, the air heavy with an unnatural stillness. Naruto and Hinata, now married and settled in a quaint home on the outskirts of the village, had recently begun to notice strange occurrences. Lights flickered despite the wiring being intact, and soft whispers echoed through the hallways when no one else was around. At first, Naruto laughed it off. "It's probably just the wind or our imaginations, Hinata," he said, brushing off her growing unease. But Hinata's Byakugan told a different story. Each time she activated it, shadowy figures lingered just out of reach, dissolving when approached. One evening, as the couple prepared for bed, Hinata heard faint laughter, childlike, eerie, and hollow. It seemed to echo from the nursery where their young son Boruto was sleeping. She froze. "Naruto, do you hear that?" Naruto strained his ears. The laughter faded, replaced by a sudden, chilling silence. They rushed to Boruto's room, finding him sound asleep. Yet, the rocking chair beside his crib swayed slowly, as if someone invisible had just been sitting there. The discovery. Determined to protect his family, Naruto sought out Kakashi for advice. Kakashi, always the wise mentor, listened intently and suggested visiting an old, forgotten shrine in the nearby forest. The shrine was rumored to house a powerful seal that had been tampered with during the Fourth Great Ninja War. "Be cautious," Kakashi warned. "The spirits tied to that seal are vengeful, and they crave what they've lost, life." Naruto and Hinata ventured into the forest at night, the darkness around them thicker than usual. The air smelled of decay, and the faint sound of whispers grew louder as they neared the shrine. Hinata's Byakugan revealed writhing spirits encircling them, their hollow eyes filled with malice. When they reached the shrine, they found a cracked talisman lying on the altar. The seal's energy pulsed weakly, barely holding back whatever entity it had imprisoned. Naruto clenched his fists. This has to be the cause of everything. The confrontation. Before they could act, the ground beneath the shrine cracked open, and a chilling figure emerged, a twisted amalgamation of shadows and faces. Its voice was a cacophony of screams and whispers. "You dare disturb my rest. I will take what you cherish most." The spirit lunged toward Hinata, but she stood firm, her Byakugan glowing fiercely. "I won't let you harm my family," she declared, weaving a series of complex hand signs. Her chakra erupted, forming a protective barrier around herself and Naruto. Naruto summoned his Rasengan, its blue energy illuminating the darkness. "You picked the wrong family to mess with," he shouted, charging at the entity. The battle was fierce, the spirits splitting into smaller shadows that swarmed them. Hinata used her gentle fist technique to dispel the shadows, while Naruto focused his attacks on the core of the creature. Just as the spirit seemed to gain the upper hand, Boruto's faint cries echoed from the distance. The couple's resolve strengthened. Channeling their combined chakra, they unleashed a devastating attack that obliterated the spirit, its screams fading into nothingness. The aftermath. The shrine fell silent, and the oppressive darkness lifted. Naruto and Hinata repaired the talisman, resealing whatever remnants of the entity remained. They returned home to find Boruto unharmed, though the rocking chair had been reduced to ash. From that night onward, the whispers ceased, and their home returned to its peaceful state. But every so often, when the wind howled through the village, Hinata swore she could still hear faint laughter in the distance, a reminder that some shadows never truly fade. Would you like me to expand on any part or add more twists? The lingering shadow. Though the village returned to its usual peace, something felt off. Boruto, usually a playful and energetic child, began to grow withdrawn. He would stare into empty corners, his white eyes fixed on something no one else could see. At night, he murmured in his sleep, muttering phrases in a language neither Naruto nor Hinata recognized. One evening, while putting Boruto to bed, Hinata noticed faint bruises on his wrist. Alarmed, she asked, "Boruto, did you hurt yourself?" He looked at her with an unsettling calmness. "The lady doesn't like when I don't listen," he whispered. Hinata's blood ran cold. "What lady?" she asked softly, trying to keep her voice steady. Boruto pointed to the darkened corner of the room. There was nothing there, at least to Naruto's eyes. But when Hinata activated her Byakugan, she saw the faint outline of a figure, standing unnaturally still, its hollow gaze fixed on Boruto. The curse deepens. The couple sought advice from Ino, whose sensory abilities extended into the spiritual realm. Using her mind-body transmission technique, Ino tried to connect with Boruto's mind to uncover the source of the entity. The attempt ended abruptly. Ino gasped and collapsed, clutching her head. "It's not just a spirit," she said, her voice trembling. "It's a fragment of the entity you destroyed. It marked Boruto as its host." Naruto's heart sank. He blamed himself for not noticing earlier. "Then how do we stop it?" he demanded. Ino hesitated. "There's a way," she said reluctantly, "but it's dangerous. You'll need to delve into Boruto's subconscious and sever the entity's hold from within. Into the abyss. With Ino's guidance, Naruto and Hinata prepared for the perilous journey. Using a combination of her mind-body technique and Naruto's chakra, they entered Boruto's subconscious, a warped landscape of swirling shadows and distorted memories. The entity greeted them almost immediately. It wore a grotesque, mocking semblance of Boruto's face. "You think you can take him from me?" it hissed. "He belongs to me now." The couple battled the creature within the twisted realm. Naruto used his Rasengan in Sage Mode to break through its defenses, while Hinata struck with pinpoint precision, targeting the creature's weak points. But the entity was relentless, feeding off Boruto's fears and growing stronger with each passing moment. At a critical juncture, Boruto appeared, his small figure trembling but defiant. "Mom, Dad, I'm scared," he admitted, tears streaming down his face. Naruto knelt beside him. "You're strong, Boruto. Stronger than this thing. We'll fight it together." Hinata placed her hands on Boruto's shoulders, her gentle voice steady. "Focus on us, Boruto. Remember who you are." Boruto closed his eyes, and the oppressive darkness began to waver. Summoning his own willpower, he pushed back against the entity, creating an opening. Naruto and Hinata unleashed a combined attack, Naruto's Rasengan infused with Hinata's chakra, obliterating the creature once and for all. A price to pay. They awoke to find Boruto sleeping peacefully, his face free of fear for the first time in weeks. The house felt lighter, as though a great weight had been lifted. But something lingered in Hinata's mind. She had seen something in Boruto's subconscious, a fleeting vision of a blood-red moon and a pair of ominous, glowing eyes. Hinata didn't tell Naruto. Not yet, but she couldn't shake the feeling that their battle wasn't truly over. The red moon rises. Months passed, and life returned to normal. Boruto seemed happy, but Hinata remained vigilant. One night, as the family sat under the stars, Hinata noticed a faint red hue on the horizon. Naruto laughed, oblivious. "Looks like a beautiful sunset tonight, huh?" But Hinata's Byakugan revealed something far more sinister. The red moon she had glimpsed in Boruto's mind was rising, its surface marred by writhing shapes. She felt a presence watching them from the shadows, a whisper barely audible in the wind. "This is just the beginning. Would you like the story to continue into a larger arc or wrap up here?" The gathering storm. The crimson moon loomed larger each night, casting an eerie glow over Konoha. Strange phenomena began to plague the village. Shadows moved without light, whispers filled the streets after dusk, and villagers reported seeing fleeting, ghostly figures. Naruto called an emergency meeting with the other shinobi leaders. Shikamaru, ever the strategist, voiced what everyone feared. "This isn't a coincidence. Whatever you and Hinata faced has left a scar on this world, and it's growing." Kakashi nodded solemnly. "The red moon isn't natural. It's a gateway, or perhaps a summoning." Ino's sensory network detected disturbances spreading beyond Konoha. Other villages reported similar supernatural activity. It was clear, this was no isolated incident. The enemy wasn't just after Naruto or his family, it was targeting the entire world. The prophecy of the red moon. Hinata, troubled by the vision she'd seen in Boruto's subconscious, sought answers from the Hyuga clan's archives. Deep within the ancient scrolls, she found a prophecy foretelling the rise of the aka Getsume, the Red Moon. The prophecy spoke of a vengeful entity born of hatred and despair, one that could only be defeated by the light of the bonded hearts. Hinata's breath caught as she read the final line, the vessel of hope must choose between light and shadow, or all will be consumed. She realized with dread what this meant. Boruto wasn't just a target, he was the key to the entity's plan. The village under siege. The red moon reached its zenith a week later, bathing Konoha in an unearthly glow. Shadows began to coalesce into monstrous forms, attacking without mercy. The village erupted into chaos as shinobi and civilians fought for survival. Naruto, in his Hokage cloak, led the charge, his sage mode and Kurama's chakra tearing through the shadow creatures. Hinata fought beside him, her gentle fist strikes glowing with an intensity Naruto had never seen before. Despite their strength, the creatures kept coming, seemingly endless. In the chaos, Boruto disappeared. The puppet master revealed. Naruto and Hinata found Boruto standing in the village square, his eyes glowing with the same eerie crimson as the moon. Around him, shadowy figures bowed, their forms twisting and writhing. A deep, guttural voice emerged from Boruto's lips, not his own. The vessel has awakened. Through him, I shall reshape this world. Hinata stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. Boruto, fight it. You're stronger than this. The voice laughed mockingly. He is mine now, just as the red moon has claimed this land. Naruto clenched his fists, his heart torn. If you think we're letting you take our son, you've got another thing coming. He formed a massive Rasenshuriken, its energy crackling with fury, and launched it at the entity. But the attack dissipated harmlessly as the entity raised a hand, using Boruto as a shield. Your power is meaningless against me, it taunted. The bonded hearts. Hinata's mind raced as she remembered the prophecy. The light of the bonded hearts, she whispered. Turning to Naruto, she said, we have to reach him, not with power, but with love. Naruto hesitated, his hands still glowing with chakra. But he nodded, trusting Hinata's instincts. Together, they approached Boruto, their hands outstretched. Boruto, Naruto said, his voice soft yet firm. You're not alone. We're here for you, no matter what. Hinata added, we love you more than anything. Come back to us, Boruto. For a moment, the crimson light in Boruto's eyes flickered. The shadowy figures around him wavered, their forms growing unstable. Mom. Dad. Boruto's voice broke through, trembling. The entity roared, its hold slipping. No. You cannot defy me. Hinata and Naruto poured their combined chakra into Boruto, surrounding him with a radiant glow. The oppressive darkness shattered, and the red moon cracked, its light dimming. With one final scream, the entity was expelled from Boruto's body, its form dissolving into nothingness. The final warning. As the red moon faded from the sky, the village breathed a sigh of relief. But Hinata couldn't shake the feeling of unease. In the aftermath, she found Boruto staring at the horizon, his eyes filled with a strange sadness. Mom, he said quietly, it's not over. The lady, she said she'll be back. And next time, she won't come alone. Naruto and Hinata exchanged a worried glance. They knew this victory was only temporary. The shadows had retreated, but the battle was far from over. To be continued. Would you like the story to escalate into a global war against the shadows, or focus on Boruto's inner struggles as the vessel? The Council of Shadows. Word of the Red Moon's attack on Konoha spread quickly. Messages from the other great nations revealed a chilling truth. Similar attacks had occurred across the ninja world. Each village faced shadow creatures, all whispering the same ominous phrase, the Lady of Shadows is coming. Naruto summoned the 5 Kage for an emergency summit. Gaara, Tsunade representing the medical court Darui, Chojuro, and Kuretsuchi convened in Konoha to strategize. We've faced gods, tailed beasts, and the Otsutsuki, Gaara said, his voice calm but firm. But this is different. It's not just an enemy. It's a force of nature. Kuretsuchi crossed her arms. If this, Lady of Shadows, is as powerful as the reports suggest, we need more than brute force. We need knowledge. Tsunade nodded. Then we look to the past. Legends, archives, anything that can tell us what we're up against. Naruto stood, his voice filled with determination. Whatever it takes, we're stopping this. No matter the cost. Boruto's burden. Meanwhile, Boruto was grappling with the aftermath of his possession. Though the entity had been expelled, he still felt its presence, a cold, lingering shadow in his mind. One night, he dreamed of the Lady of Shadows. She stood on a throne of writhing darkness, her form shrouded, her glowing crimson eyes piercing through the void. "You are mine, little vessel," she whispered. "You cannot run from what you are destined to become." Boruto woke in a cold sweat, his hands trembling. He didn't tell Naruto or Hinata, fearing their reaction. But he confided in Sarada and Mitsuki during a training session. "It's like, she's still there," Boruto admitted, his voice shaking. "What if I lose control again?" Sarada adjusted her glasses, her expression serious. "Then we won't let that happen. You're not alone, Boruto." Mitsuki placed a hand on Boruto's shoulder. "You're strong, stronger than you realize. And we'll face this together." The Forgotten Archives. While the cage worked on gathering intelligence, Hinata returned to the Hyuga archives, joined by Shikamaru. They uncovered an ancient scroll detailing the origins of the aka Getsume. It told of a war waged millennia ago, long before the founding of the villages. The Lady of Shadows, a being born of despair and hatred, had once ruled a dark realm. She sought to conquer the mortal world, using a celestial phenomenon, the Red Moon, to weaken the barrier between dimensions. It took the combined efforts of legendary shinobi and a mysterious weapon called Kagayaku Tamashi, the Shining Soul, to seal her away. "The weapon is the key," Shikamaru said, frowning. "But where do we even start looking for it?" Hinata studied the scroll closely. "The legends say it's hidden in the Valley of Eternal Night, guarded by trials that test the heart and soul." The quest begins. Naruto assembled a team to retrieve the Kagayaku Tamashi. Alongside him were Hinata, Sasuke, Sakura, Shikamaru, and Boruto, who insisted on joining despite Naruto's initial hesitation. The Valley of Eternal Night was a place of legend, located deep within the Land of Silence. As the team ventured closer, the landscape grew increasingly hostile. The air was thick with an oppressive energy, and shadowy figures lurked at the edges of their vision. The trials began at the valley's entrance. Each team member faced their deepest fears and regrets. Naruto relived the pain of losing Jiraiya. Hinata confronted the moments she doubted her own strength. Sasuke faced the ghosts of his clan. And Boruto saw himself consumed by the Lady of Shadows, standing against his own family. The group's bond and determination carried them through the trials, though the scars they left were deep. The Shining Soul. At the heart of the valley, they found the Kagayaku Tamashi, a radiant, crystalline weapon pulsating with energy. But as Naruto reached for it, the shadows coalesced, forming a massive figure, the Lady of Shadows herself. "You think you can stop me with that trinket?" she mocked, her voice echoing like a storm. Naruto stepped forward, his chakra flaring. "We've stopped gods before. You're no different." The battle was fierce. The Lady of Shadows unleashed waves of darkness that threatened to consume the team. But with the Kagayaku Tamashi in hand, Boruto discovered he could channel its energy, amplifying his own power. "Mom, Dad, trust me," Boruto shouted, his eyes filled with determination. Hinata and Naruto nodded, pouring their chakra into Boruto. With the combined strength of his family and friends, Boruto unleashed a brilliant attack, piercing through the Lady of Shadows and shattering her form. A temporary victory. As the light faded, the Lady of Shadows dissolved, her voice echoing ominously, "This is not the end. My return is inevitable." The team returned to Konoha, the Kagayaku Tamashi in their possession. But the victory felt hollow. The Red Moon was gone, and the shadows had receded, but the prophecy still loomed. Hinata held Boruto close that night, whispering, "We'll face whatever comes next, together." Naruto stood at the window, gazing at the night sky. He knew this was only the beginning of a greater war, a war that would test not just their strength, but their very humanity. To be continued. Would you like this to continue with the final confrontation against the Lady of Shadows, or should the story focus on Boruto's growth as he prepares for his ultimate destiny?